Speaking for the Guardian, number 14, Deontay Echena. Fumble on the kickoff return. Recovered by AC Compass. It'll be 1st and 10. 16-yard line. Clock is stopped. And 10 Dragons.
Start. How do I tell you?
Nice gain on the play for the Dragons. About 22 yards on the pickup. 1st and 10 from the 40. Nice tackle on the play, number 75.
Go ahead.
That would be Hunter Rogers. That brings up 2nd and 4.
Let's go, D.
Incomplete pass. Defending on the play, Odin Smith. Brings up a 3rd and 4. Wow, what a tackle. Be number 60. That's Owen Mandershine. We got a 4th down.
Go.
Wow, beautiful punt there. Down it looks like about the 1 yard line. LA's got a 4th cut out for it. Started on the 1 yard line. Short stoppage in play while the ball boy gets the ball out. First and 10 from the 1 yard line.
Shut out last week.
They were shut out last week, and they walked in here. I know there's a lot of anticipation in this game because the team they're playing is very good. But I told the kids, I said, be realistic. You're a young program. You're playing a very tough team. Keep on, give it your best. You perform the best. You only improve every game from here. that first run, ended up getting a couple yards. Trying to get out of that hole there, and that's an extra pressure. So it's going to be 2nd and 6, up close to the 5-yard line of the Guardians. This game powered by SSVEC, all the sponsors you can see all across the screen. Thanks to Dan the Man with some great replays as well. Sheriff Mark. Quarterback working a shotgun tonight. Wait for the snap, takes the snap, hands off to running back up the middle, gets stopped, and goes nowhere. Loss of maybe 1 or 2 yards. Well, looking at that formation, seeing twins left and twins right, wondering who's he going to pass it to, and instead hands it off. And that defensive line from Compass Prep, Compass Prep, they were ready for that. You look at the size of that line from that defensive line, especially the nose guard. He's got to be 250, 300 pounds. This is a big team out of the Phoenix area that's playing the Guardians. So Guardians are coming up. It'll be 3rd and about 8, possibly 9, deep in their own territory at their own 2-yard line. So again, working shotgun outside the end zone, stepping back for the pass, passes the far side, catches it. 21, Kyson McNeely on the catch, but hit right away. So it'll be 4th and 9. Drilled right away. There was nowhere to go, and that pass just left him hanging out there to dry. And now these guys are going to have to punt deep in their own territory. Yeah, and I'm not sure of the punter. This is the first time I've seen the ALA. We've called this for both of us. So, but again, this is a very young team. They got everything to build upon tonight. If they win this game, it'd be the best thing that could happen to this team as they push into their first inaugural game. They're going to be kicking from the end zone. So, one back, receivers back about the 35 of the Guardians. Snap is up, kick is up, and drops about the 35, picks it up, sees the ball down to 25, still on his feet, all the way down to about what? And he breaks it into the end zone for a touchdown for the Dragons. I think there's a flag, Jeff. We're going to see what that flag could be, but he was along that sideline, made a great cutback, but it is holding against AZ Compass Prep. So this will not be the very first touchdown scored on this field. That was one thing I was thinking about. I'm like, that's, the ball you want to have is the very first time that your team scores, and you want to be the first team to score on your new home field. That's exactly right. So the Guardians get a huge penalty break on that, so it's going to be a holding, so it negates the touchdown. It'll bring it back to the Guardians about 28-yard line. So 1st and 10 for the Dragons. Amazing field position to start this. Yeah. So Dragons are obviously a larger size team than the Guardians, but this is a program versus a brand new team. So quarterback working shotgun formation. Again, split receivers. On the backfield takes the snap, looking to it. Got a lot of time, too much time. Going left, passes out. Oh, in and out of the hands of the receiver. Tried to move up before he had to secure the ball, so it'll be 10 from the John Krause was running after break through that big offensive line that you were talking about, Sheriff Mark. He came off that right side or the near side and started chasing to push the quarterback out, which I think was what caused that pass to go errant, making it 2nd and 10. And John Krause is a junior, good-sized player for the Guardians. His dad's actually the head coach. So again, 2nd and 10. Take the snap, little snap, passes to the far, pitch to the far side. Gets on his feet, got some move, cuts up. Nice job by the breaks the tackle all the way down for a first down to about the 10-yard line. So it'll be either 1st to goal or 1st and 10, very close here. Number 6, Dominic Hawkins. That our Guardians have a chance to do something great. But contact from that defensive line or even the linebackers, I don't even know if got through there to make sure he wouldn't be touched. You look at that offensive line defense. You know, he did. He had like what, slice of the pie to get in there, and he found it. He got in there, and again, Guardians trailing 8-0, 6:21 go in the first quarter.
So that quick kick that they did, taking it all the way down to the one. That's where we're starting this game. Of course, powered by SSBEC, brought to you by our good friends at the MORSE Automotive Group. Remember Sierra Vista, ALLO Coaches. Land, you contact the shooter.
We got TJ.
Your screen right now here on the award-winning Cool FM Sports, hanging out with Sheriff Markets, Jeff Davenport here at American Leadership Academy, Sierra Vista, as we await the kickoff on an 8-0 lead, 6:21 to go here in the first. Sheriff Mark.
The Dragons, they're a team out of this Arizona Compass Prep. They play a lot of the schools out of the Phoenix Valley, Phoenix area up there, and let me tell you, there's some talented programs up there.
And they're based out of Chandler.
Yeah,
they had to make a long drive down here.
Yeah, it is a long drive. Get ready for the kick. Kick is up. Oh, they're faking. Oh, that's going to be a penalty. They didn't read that well. This is their first game. This is the Dragons' first game, and obviously the discipline was on the play. It's going to be a penalty for 5 yards, and they're going to reset that.
You know, you think about offense and defense being sluggish in the early part of the season. Sometimes you forget that there's a special teams component as well.
Yes.
There's 3 phases of this game. It looks like they're going to mark it back 5 yards.
So you do a re-kick. 5-yard penalty, so they'll be kicking from their own 35-yard line for the Dragons. And again, this is you look at the ALA team, and I said it earlier, and talking to their coaches, their players, it's a very young squad here. This is a brand new high school.
Yeah.
So they're building all their programs, whether it's soccer, wrestling, football, basketball, baseball. And again, give this 2 or 3 years, and they turn back, I heard about 500 kids this year because they don't have the infrastructure. But good news, I'll talk about that at halftime.
Yeah.
Kick is up. Down to about it takes a dragon bounce all the way down to, he falls on it about the 10-yard line. So again, Guardians deep in their own territory, so it'll be first 10 from their own 10.
TJ Lee had no chance at that. He was going up because of the angle of the kick, where it landed, and then the bounce on the nose of the ball to brush past TJ, ended up taking it inside the 10. This is almost exactly where the Guardians had their first drive. So hopefully their offense can click this time, and they'll be able to at least get a first down and kind of get some breathing room out of that end zone. Sure.
Yeah, they got to get that pressure off, and they got to move that ball. So let's see what they can do. They had trouble getting out of the pocket at D-line. They got to get up and around that D-line, or they're going to be in trouble here. Run up through the middle is going to be very unsuccessful for them. And so again, first and 10 for the Guardians at their own 10-yard line. Again, deep in their own territory. They run a shotgun, takes a snap, looking for that receiver, pitches out, nice catch, picks up about 5-6 yards, so it'll be second and about 2 yards to go.
Big catch by Deontay Ectonall right there, the junior tight end, snagging that down and getting about a 4-yard grab, so making it 2nd and 6, doing just a flat route there. And I think short passes are going to be key to this quarterback being successful. I noticed the wide receivers were split out very wide, and unless you have a quarterback who can really gun it in there, I think that could be dangerous. And doing the short passes could be the key.
And at the helm for the Guardians is Jericho Nicole. Nicole is a freshman for the Guardians, so takes the snap, looking for a receiver. Oh, it's tapped up, but there's, intercepted, tapped up, intercepted, but there's a flag in the backfield. Let's see what that flag is.
A pick 6 on a deflected pass.
So we're going to flag. Let's see if that goes.
And right now, the entire crowd here is hoping.
Yeah.
And it was against ALA.
Oh, not good. So that'll go 6 on the clock with this one. So it'll be 14-0 here with 5:26 to go in the first quarter. And let's see if they're going to go for the 2 extra points or go back just for a kick for 1 point here.
Boy, that's a rough start for ALA. Like you said, Jericho Nickel, a freshman. They don't have the height and weight listed. AZ Compass Prep has the height and weight of all their athletes, all their students listed on their Max Preps roster. Unfortunately, ALA does not. We'd love to be able to tell you about how big and tall these guys are or aren't, just to let you understand. In the eye test, certainly.
So timeout by the Compass Prep team. Coach wants to talk to his team a little bit. So, but Jeff, it's good being back here, especially out here in the bleachers. Out the beautiful night for football here.
Yeah, it was a
Southern
gorgeous
Arizona.
sunset with a little bit of that tropical storm going on, and we're getting a lot of the cloud cover and a little bit of the rain here today. And this field, you know, you forget, well, this field is a grass field. This is not a turf field, so grass is going to be affected by any sort of moisture that ends up coming down. I'm wondering if the team was practicing on it in that method over the course of this week, knowing that we would have this kind of storm coming
Based
through.
on what I saw, they were not. And I was out here earlier today, and the field, because it rained all day, as we all know, and it was pretty soggy. It looks pretty good. But just to say, they're at the end of the football season, they're going to tear it all up and put a multi-purpose turf field in here. So that'll be a nice addition to the school here.
Well, and again, this is a school that just keeps growing.
Yes.
And there's something incredible about that.
Big demand. The infrastructures are trying to keep up with that demand.
I mean, just look down at these stands. The stands, they look really full. There's a full feel to this, and this place is going to erupt when ALA scores their first touchdown, hopefully on this drive.
Dragons going for the extra point. Snap is up, kick is up, and it looks good from here, right? And it's good. So 5:15 to go in the ball game. The score is 15-0. Our Guardians, hometown Guardians, are trailing.
Well, we'll see what the Guardians can do when their offense comes back out on the field. In the meantime, we'll thank our sponsors who make this coverage possible, like Copper Queen Community Hospital in Cochise County, with locations in Bisbee, in Douglas, and in Hereford, Palominas. Thank you to Grasshopper Landscaping. Boy, you know, if you want your landscaping looking even better than the grass out here, then you need Grasshopper Landscaping. Contact the Trejo family and team over at Grasshopper for all of your late summer and early fall and winter time needs in your yard. Make your outdoor space an outdoor oasis thanks to Grasshopper Landscaping. Thank you also to Ginger's Title Services of Sierra Vista for your vehicle title registration, driver's license identification, written testing, road testing, so much more. You'll find it all behind the pink door at 999 East Fry Boulevard, now open Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Dragons getting ready to kick off after that score. ALA is trailing 15-0 to the team out of Phoenix here. They're coming up. The kick is up. Good kick. Although a nice high kick down to about the 20 where it picked up. Still on his feet. Comes out far side, but it's hit right away.
Yeah, TJ had no chance. He was coming across the field. He got it on the near side, came up toward the center, possibly looking for a wedge or some sort of blocking, and the blocking just wasn't there. Those white jerseys were flooding through and taking him down pretty quickly. So the drive looks like it'll start right around, what, the 15-yard line?
Yeah, about the 15-yard line. And you think about that receiver. Nice catch. Get ready to explode. There was no blockers, like a haboob coming at you. You know what I'm saying? There was nothing to
all the
save.
way from Chandler, Arizona.
Yes.
It was,
you know, it was coming at him.
it was a dragon-shaped haboob.
I kind of felt bad for him there, you know. So the LA Guardians come up to formation. Nicole is a quarterback, freshman, bringing in formation. He's working a shotgun. Got split receivers, takes the snap, steps back, comes to the far side, keeps the ball to himself. Still on his feet, breaks tackle, and taken out of bounds about the 11. So maybe picks up maybe one.
Yeah, the side pursuit was absolutely incredible by the Dragons. And that is how is that look at that loss on the play. It didn't look like that from here, but we're all the way on the other side of the field calling this, and that did not look like that much of a loss. But
No.
It's going to be second and Fry Boulevard.
Yeah, so about 11 or 6-yard loss on that play. And again, nice lateral movement by the Dragon defense.
Yeah, the pursuit coming laterally and then pushing backwards as well, causing that loss there. Nowhere for TJ to go. Let's see what the Guardians can do on 2nd and 15.
Quarterback trying to get his team formation. Again, split receivers to the side. Takes, bad snap. Picks it back up. The quarterback still on his feet. Break a couple tackles, runs out of bounds. Picks up about 2 or 3 yards. Smart move.
Absolutely. The awareness of Nickel to be able to get that ball and know that, okay, broken play, let me look. He still had the patience to wait a second. He was still looking downfield and then knew it was time to tuck, time to go, and he still made something out of nothing. It's still going to be 3rd and about 13, but better than 3rd and 19, which it would have been had he not remained composed throughout that broken play.
No, nice play by the young freshman to see that, keep his composure, and then to get out of bounds. I mean, so again, it'll be 3rd and about 13 for the Guardians. Gets his team information again, running split receivers on each side. One in the back, so takes the snap. He's looking, steps up in the pocket. Unfortunately, he's got the nice Throws it out to the far side. Oh, and he drops it, but rolls out of bounds. I think it's still going to stay Guardian ball because that's touched by a Guardian player.
It definitely should, but that could have been averting disaster just by being on that near sideline by Deontay Ectonon, making that catch. And again, great awareness, great pocket awareness, and then being pushed out by Jericho, and then looking and finding it and still making the throw.
So they moved. I'm not sure what happened there. There was a flag. I didn't see a flag, Jeff.
No, I didn't either, but if they're lining back up for third, it's going to be...
So the referees are huddling. So
yeah, because we had 4th and 2 up on the scoreboard.
So and they brought the down marker, brought it way up, but they took it back, so see what they're going to do here.
And now the Guardians haven't called timeout.
Guardians, yeah, that's probably a good call right now, especially where they're at. So it looks like it's going to be 3rd and 12. Don't understand.
But the way the ball is set, it almost looks like it's going to be that 4th and short.
Yeah, there you go.
There we okay. So the chain marker, the chain gang. Hey, it's their first home game too.
Yeah, everybody's learning tonight.
I mean, they got to do that. Hey, in the meantime, thanks so much to all of our sponsors making this coverage possible, like our good friends at ALLO Fiber, your new home team internet, TV, phone provider, doing so much stuff all around this town. Learn about the fiber difference. Become a fiber fan today. Now available in Sierra Vista. Thank you to Right Way Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical, serving Sierra Vista and Cochise County. Thank you, American Southwest Credit Union at ascu.org. Thank you to Sierra Toyota, the premier sponsor of Doggo Lotto every single Monday. At 6 p.m. Arizona time, you can watch the Doggo Lotto and see all the fun of the adorable adoptable shelter dogs at the Nancy J. Brewer Animal Care Center. That is sponsored by Sierra Toyota. Right now, they want to buy your car, your truck, your SUV. Get your vehicle appraised in 30 minutes or less. No vehicle will be turned away. Sierra Toyota, locally owned, community driven. 4th and short, Sheriff Mark. What are we going to see them do?
Well, I'm sure they're going to go for it. I mean, they know they're playing a tough team. First game, you got to go for it. I mean, see what they do here. Tyson McNeely in the backfield with Jericho, the quarterback, freshman. You got 2 freshmen leading the back of this at the helm here. So they're going for it. 4th and about 4. Jericho working a shotgun formation. Tyson in the backfield with them. Split receivers. They're ready for the snap. Steps back. You're readjusting the play. Takes the snap. And he kicks it. Kind of a low kick. Bounces all the way back, takes a Guardian all the way to the Dragons' 38-yard line for such a small kick.
It got a good roll.
Yeah, it got a beautiful roll.
A very gracious Guardian roll.
Yes.
You might say.
Yeah, that's true.
So on 4th and short, they go for the quick kick, probably the better option at this moment, and try to let the defense have some room instead of the short field that the Dragons had on their last attempt, or on their first score. Their second score was the pick 6 on the tipped pass. And we'll see what the Dragons can do and how the Guardians defense can hold. We'll be looking for that big number 52.
There's a good little breeze out here tonight. So this is advantageous to the Dragons coming from the south to the north on the
It is breeze. Actually, yeah, the breeze at their back.
So Dragons shotgun formation, take the snap, hands out to his running back up through the middle. He's got a nice hole, cuts him, makes 1 block, 2 blocks, still on his feet before he's taken down right at the 1st yard line, so let's see, it's going to be close.
A flag comes in at the very end of that play, but the interesting part was not just the lateral movement, but the forward momentum as well. And then when he reached a certain point, he ended up getting pushed from behind on his own team to get the first down, and with the face mask call, they're going to get a heck of a lot more.
Yeah, so 15 more yards tacked on that, so it's actually a 25-yard gain for the Dragons. And when you see those team tackles like that, that's when you get those. Everybody's grabbing. Yeah,
the reaching in and just maybe they're trying to get the ball, but it ends up hitting the face mask and you just grip and pull because you don't know not to do that in your second game of the season.
That's right. And a young team at that.
Exactly.
So, again, so 1st and 10 for the Dragons in Guardian territory, all the way down about the 30-yard line. Quarterback taking his time as he sets formation. Shotgun takes the snap. He's looking for those receivers. He's got pressure. Nice job by the defense and bring him down.
Absolutely
75.
Nowhere to go for Cash White, the quarterback for AZ Compass Prep, and he got sacked.
So Hunter Ruckers, a junior, the defensive tackle, made the tackle with the help of some of his linebackers.
I think John Krause ended up pushing some people out of the way and making room for that to happen. Great job.
What?
2nd and 13.
One in motion, takes a snap, looking for that receiver coming. The pressure's on again. Miss it, breaks, miss it, breaks the tackle. Still on his feet. He's looking, he looks deep, throws it deep into the end zone, and it is caught for the touchdown. Across the field.
You kidding me?
I know.
Cash White is all money. That was absolutely insane. He was rolling to his left, gets flushed out, comes all the way around to his right, and then makes that launch. There was 2 receivers that he was looking at. I'm not sure if he knew which one was going to come down with it, but he gave them both enough room in the air to make their adjustments and come down with that ball. But there's a little piece of laundry on the field.
And there's a
On
flag
both
on the
ends, there's
field.
one in the end zone and one at the line.
So hopefully he doesn't negate. There's a holding on the Dragons on this end of the field, but I'm not sure what the other one on that is. But he threw it in the end zone because both those receivers were wide open, Jeff. So it didn't matter who got it.
No.
But you got to figure he had 3 Guardian defenders chasing him, and he crossed the field. That on his back foot, that was pretty impressive.
Amazing composure by the junior quarterback, 6 foot, just shy of 180 pounds. Cash White, the AZ Compass prep quarterback.
So,
Seeing the call from the head official here.
So it looks like it's going to negate the touchdown. I didn't see what the call was. It's actually a little chilly out here.
It is, I know.
This is fall football here.
It is.
out here.
Fall football here in early September.
So the penalty is going to go against the Dragons. So again, that's the second penalty that's brought back touchdowns for the Dragons tonight. So it'll be 3rd and about 15, 20, right in there. We're at an angle up. It's really hard to see that. Quarterback shotgun, takes a snap. Quick pass to the right side of the field. Breaks the tackle.
Elusive.
Tyson had him. Breaks away. Still on his feet. Very fast. Far side of the field, still on his feet. Down to 20, 10, about 5 yards before he goes out of bounds. So, and he gets a touchdown.
Wow, he put his shoulder down at the very last second and ends up getting the touchdown, running over the ALA Guardians defender to get in. But he caught that ball way up here at the 40-yard line and zigzagged all the way across the field, turned on the afterburners, and there was no looking back.
He's got some speed. He had agility, speed. Like you said, he broke 3 or 4 tackles to go to the far side of the field and just drove it in. That was all runner right there.
That is a baller, a football player that every team would want to have. Absolutely unbelievable.
So we're going to go for the extra point here, 21-0. 55 seconds to go in the first quarter. Waiting for the snap. Snap is up. Kick is up, and it looks good from here. Nice kick. So it is good. With 55 seconds to go in the first quarter, Dragons 22, our ALA Guardians 0.
Is it just me, or could that have been maybe a 40-yard field goal? I mean, he had some
kick.
leg on that kick. Absolutely incredible. A dominant performance so far by the Dragons here tonight. This game brought to you by our good friends at TWN Communications, high-speed, affordable, reliable internet and digital phone service. No data caps ever. Thank you to Eagle Plumbing, providing expert service in Cochise County for over 50 years. From the Balsinger family, Bobby and his family, family-owned and operated for everything from leaks to major repairs. Give them a call. Thank you to Vinny's Pizza on Frontage Road in Sierra Vista. I just found out today there was a Dine to Donate event for the Law Enforcement Torch Run for Special Olympics. That was last week that I got to go and be a part of. I got to help announce and get out videos of everything. I just found out today they made over $4,500 in that one day because of Vinny's opening up their doors and making that possible. You see people like Vinny's, or you see businesses like Vinny's, these homegrown businesses that have been here for 45 years, continuing to do amazing things in the community, and that's how you make a community impact.
And all the ones you're mentioning tonight for sponsors, thank you, because they sponsor so many, same sponsors for so many events here. Dragons kick it off, nice kick. It's going to go back in the end, so it's going to be a touchback. Beautiful kick. But these sponsors make things happen. And please, when you're giving those people listening to us tonight, go help those businesses because they're helping this community grow.
It's absolutely amazing to see everybody come together in that way and make sure that you and your family can be watching this broadcast anywhere around the world right now. We're live in Sierra Vista, Arizona. Sheriff Mark Daniels and Jeff Davenport hanging out with you at the home of the Guardians, their inaugural game on their brand new field here tonight. Less than a minute to go. Guardians are down 22-0. Sheriff Mark, they got to start making something happen.
They do. They've had a couple plays, a couple little spurts there, but they have not been able to put it together. They knew what they're competing with tonight, but again, every play, every time they touch that ball makes them better, and that's what we're looking for tonight. I know Coach Krause, the coach here at ALA, works so hard with these kids, and they're only going to get better from here. So, freshman at the helm here for the Guardians. Nicole, a freshman quarterback. You got a freshman running back with Kyson McNeely. Passes it off and goes nowhere.
Yeah, the handoff. I think there was a bobble on the snap, and the timing was a little bit off, but there was no blocking up front, and that front from the Dragons just blew on through.
Yeah, and again, but what's nice about this, Jeff, is this is Friday, or in this case, Thursday night football.
Yeah.
But it's high school football. You look at this brand new school, first game here. You and I get to call it. What a memory.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
but
Another one for the records.
it
for us, huh?
is. It's so much so true. But then you look at the people here tonight. This place is packed. This
It really
is great.
is. An entire support from this entire school.
Yes, this is what makes high school. The parents are out here supporting this. This is great stuff.
So 2nd and 15.
Yeah, 2nd and 15 for the Guardians. Quarterback takes it from the shotgun formation. Looking, he's got pressure immediately. Oh, they intercepted the nose tackle right into his hands. He broke through the O-line, grabs it in for the touchdown with as the first quarter comes to an end.
Number 27. Let's put this in perspective. Number 27 is Katrin Harris, a 6'3", 298-pound senior. Just caught that with the softest hands and caught it and ran it in for a second defensive pick six of this game. Right now, the defense has more points than the offense does for the Dragons.
And that is very true. And he did it like slow motion. He came through there, grabbed the ball with just gentleness. Think about that, and then took 3 steps in. That's the problem. They're deep in their own territory. So again, but that's where that D line is forcing that O line open.
How does a 298-pounder go so lightly, tread so lightly, where you do not hear nor see him?
They faked it again. I don't know if that was intended, but he's running through. Does he get in there again? And he does for 2 extra points. And that was actually not by design. You can tell. He fumbled the snap, picked it up, the holder, and ran it in.
And how did the team not know to come up and edge that corner and keep that corner from being run through? But at the end of one, it's 30-0, Sheriff Mark.
30-0.
Ouch.
Our hometown ALA in their inaugural game here in Sierra Vista is trailing 30-0. Back to our sponsors.
Yeah, absolutely. So many to continue thanking. Thanks so much to Chris Leon and the Leon team at Cross Country Mortgage. Think of them for your next home loan. Thank you so much to our good friends over at Sonic on East Fraud Boulevard. Enjoy a tasty burger or treat after the game. Thanks to Duran Plumbing, our good friends there, 10+ years of experience in the industry. Proud to support our amazing stuff here tonight, our amazing young student athletes here tonight. Thank you to Prestige Remodeling and Restoration. Of course, they've pioneered a visionary approach to customer-centric service. Visit them at prestigesierravista.com. Thanks to Seniors Helping Seniors, where the caregivers are seniors themselves. They show up ready to exceed expectations. Visit SouthernArizonaSHS.com. And thank you to Jeff at Desert RV in Huachuca City, aiming to build a community that surpasses RVs by giving back through local youth sports sponsorships, veteran support, and community fundraising events. Visit them at DesertRVCenter.com. You and I were there at an event at Desert RV a month ago, a little over a month ago, for the family member of a Sierra Vista Police Department officer whose wife was going through very serious health issues, and watching them raise and hand them $15,000 that one night. It was absolutely unbelievable. And again, these are the kind of sponsors that we have on this list here tonight, Sheriff Mark.
And that's what you and I use so much, especially you as the voice of Cochise County now, where you're out there, you're doing all these stuff, and you're out there helping communities raise funds to help those in need. So again, we're out here tonight, same thing. We're out here bringing attention to our new school here in Sierra Vista, ALA, American Leadership Academy.
And you know, we'll have all the halftime to talk about the amazing things that you're doing here and the opportunities that that you have. You know, you talk about being a young school and young sports programs that you're directly involved in as well. So you'll see a lot of growth here during your time, as long as you're here to be able to do these things. Can't wait to chat with you about that. But we got 12 minutes on the scoreboard as we will start the second quarter with ALA down 30-0. A young team. This is only their second year of existence, and they went from an 8-man team in CAA Division 1 to an 11-man team in CAA Division 3. From what I understand, they wanted to go AIA 2A. They wanted to be in that San Pedro, now converted 2A South 1, 2A South 2.
And again, I really question, and again, these are decisions above my pay grade.
Of course,
but
yeah. But it's a talking point, though.
Yeah, you look at St. David, Valley Union, San Simone, they play the 8-man football. And then you
Berean Academy here in town.
Berean Academy, yes. They should have never gone up this soon. That's just my opinion on that, because now they're playing 11 on B11. I get why they want to do it, but AIA wouldn't take them until they got their gym done. So they're waiting to get, and they got the approval now. I heard the other day they're expanding their gym. They're going to start the gym in October. So next fall, this team will move into the AIA, which you're going to see them with Tombstone, Benson. So it's exciting where they're going. It's just, it takes time to build programs.
It does, and especially when you expect it to go a little bit sooner or happen a little bit sooner, and then you realize, oh, things aren't regulation. And AIA they have their regulations, and it's in place for player safety, coach safety, fan safety, all of those things. And unfortunately, you can't take the football team to the AIA without taking the rest of the sports, from what I understand.
And you're exactly right on that. So by next year, you'll see all these competing at the local level. And again, we'll see the numbers. I truly, give it 5 years, I think they'll be playing 3A. Right in there.
If not more, if not higher.
And
the interesting thing, you talk about the growth here at this school. The interesting thing is to watch that happen in front of our eyes. A school that did not exist. This whole building, this whole complex here did not exist 5 years ago.
Exactly.
And here it is, being a dominant player in the charter school, quote unquote, charter school industry here in Southern Arizona, making a huge difference. So down 30-0 starting the second quarter. Here we go.
LA at their own 35-yard line. 1st and 10, waiting for snap, takes the snap, quarterback, passes it through the middle. Ooh, it almost intercepted. Picked it up off the ground, so it'll be 2nd and 10.
Jericho Nickel having a tough time seeing his receivers and getting the ball in there a little bit quicker. Again, I think the short passes and not ones that are in the middle of the field where all those other defensive jerseys are. It might be better to do these flat routes or the out routes or the dig curl routes that kind of go out instead of back in toward where the log jam is happening. It's 2nd and 10.
Well, you look at that nose tackle you just talked about.
Yes.
270, 80 pounds. I mean, you ain't going through him.
No.
I mean, you're not going through him, especially he's the size of 3 of their front line here on the offense. So, again, it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Guardians.
And he just caught a pick 6 with very soft hands.
Yes, he did with such grace. And quarterback takes the snap, shotgun. He's got pressure. They're all over him. Ouch, all the way down to the 18. Loses about 12 yards on that, and he is still down. 3 defenders took him down. So, young freshman, probably 160, 170 in weight, not a big guy.
No, very difficult, and I know that hopefully John will be able to move the camera away. Usually we try to do that whenever a player goes down. Just move the camera away. I'm not sure if he might have landed on the ball a little bit wrong, and that got the wind knocked out of him, but this gives the offensive line a chance to get chewed out by the head coach, who was a lineman himself at the Ohio University, or University of Ohio, not Ohio State, but
yes.
not that university, but Ohio University, and just an amazing collegiate athlete, and being able to take that knowledge from a Division I program and bring it to ALA. Now, ALA has been blessed up in the Valley by having former Heisman winner Ty Detmer, I believe, is a coach at one of the ALA schools, a football coach at one of their schools up there, as well as, I want to say, Joe Germain, who was the Rose Bowl MVP for the Ohio State Buckeyes, 2 years after not completing a pass on my side of the field all night long in the one game that I played against him up there at Mesa Mountain View.
You know, ALA, you look at ALA out of the Phoenix. There's no Tucson ALAs. They're all out of the Phoenix area. And you look at them in the football world, they are top-ranked programs. They truly are. So you give this team some time, and they will grow into that level. But Buena has to play ALA a week from tomorrow. I believe it's here, which should be a good game. ALA was a tough playoff game. I think they went to the semis or finals last year in 5A. So, again, Buena's going to have a game.
Jericho Nickel holding his left shoulder. It looks like his left collarbone, possibly. I mean, he got tackled by 3 big dudes.
He did.
And Jericho ended up going down hard. So I'm sure it looks like his night might be done. We'll see as this game rolls along. And I believe it was number 15 who was coming in for ALA. as the possible backup quarterback, that being Jackson Van Fossen, who is a freshman. If he's the one who's going to be under center or taking the snap, I'm not sure. I did see him come in, or...
If you look down the list of roster here, you got a junior,
yeah,
one
freshman,
senior.
freshman. It is just all freshmen, and it is third and forever.
Yeah. Working shotgun, waiting for the snap. Snap is up, pitches off to the near side of the field, but breaks a tackle, 2 tackles, and then hit hard at the 19.
Just nowhere to go. It is a swarm. It's a dragon swarm.
They
are breathing fire here tonight and have not given up a single point. And their defense literally has more points than the offense does, with 2 pick sixes thus far in this game. And we still have 10.5 minutes to go in the first half.
And the lateral pursuit by this defensive team, it's amazing. I mean, you look at 4 defenders right there, and I mean, by the time he turns up, he is hit. I mean, very impressive on the defense. But we knew that was a caliber team they're playing tonight. So the Guardians they'll be kicking it here in 4th and forever. So they're setting up their formation.
It's like TJ's kicking.
Yeah, TJ will be kicking. Good athlete there. Gets up. Kick is up high, but not a lot of distance. Drops here about the 45 where it's caught. Still on his feet. Picks up 5, 10, 15, 20. Down to 25.
And just strolling.
Yes. Brought down. But there's a flag here right at the 20. Let's see if that's going to go against us or the Dragons.
Well, if it was a block in the back, that'll be coming back, luckily, but they'll still have decent field position because of where that ball was even caught. Just trying to get a good kick, and they did have the wind at their back. It was just that rush coming up hurried the kick. Now, what's an advantage of being in the AIA 2A? To me, it's not these 3-hour drives to the valley to go play against your opponents.
That's number one, Jeff. I mean, and coaching wrestling here, coaching the soccer programs, you're leaving school 11, 12. You're leaving school extremely early, 4 hours up there, especially at traffic hitting Phoenix at 3 or 4. And then all your contests 2 or 3 hours, and then you're home by midnight, 1 o'clock. I mean, you're spending more time on the road than the contest compared to if you play here locally. You're 30 minutes an hour at the most to your competition. So that's a big draw. It's a big draw on the student athletes.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Plus, you don't have that hometown feel rival, where everybody gets to come. Not everybody can drive to Phoenix and watch a game for you. It's nice having, like you see tonight, where the parents are packed in the stadium here.
Well, I know that I interviewed Coach Thomas over at Buena this afternoon about his game tomorrow, what he's looking forward, and he's got to make that long drive up the skyline to play tomorrow night's game. Looks like a little timeout on the field here, so we'll have a second to chat. And thinking about that long drive and how it affects you, there's nothing like it. I mean, it really does drain your body to be able just to make that trip.
And you're driving that big yellow bus.
Yeah.
Those things aren't comfortable.
No.
They're not comfortable at all.
It's not first class.
No, not at all. And so, again, it's a big drain. Again, so it'd be nice to compete in our county, within the county, or even the Tucson, which is not bad. But when you're hitting up past Phoenix North, or Tucson North, it gets pretty tiresome and a real drain. So that'll be nice. AI's got more opportunities to. I'll just throw that at you when it comes to the competitions, the tournaments. So I grew my coaching career under AIA, so this is new to me last year doing the Catholic Athletic Association. Not that it's bad. It's a good league, very good league. As you can see, there's
so
a lot
many
of talent.
teams. Yeah, exactly. A ton of talent in these teams. We've been watching Berean play in this CAA for the last 4 years, and they've gone to the championship twice, taken the trophy home once. So in the last 2 years.
And we're the outlier when it comes to playing us, because the Phoenix teams do not want to drive 4 hours to see us either.
Right.
I'll just tell you.
No, that's so true.
We had a soccer game today at 4, and that got canceled, unfortunately. And both our games have been canceled, and they're both Phoenix teams coming here. So just, again, we're not a priority on their schedules, and that's what's rough. So Dragons take the first snap of the 1st and 10. They take it.
That offensive
running
line.
back, and he's got the first down, 20, 30, all the way, he's still on his feet, all the way down to about the 4-yard line. So it'll be 1st and goal for the Dragons. Hey, look, they're making it look so easy, Jeff.
I'm almost wondering if it could be an illegal man downfield, because the offensive line pushed the defensive line so far down that they were already 10 yards ahead of the running back by the time he caught up to them.
The biggest thing in these games, and you and I have called mini games, is the fact that those O lines and D lines determine games. People forget that. They do. Quarterback's had time. So hands it off. This time, nice job by the Guardians defense. Picks up maybe a yard back to the line of scrimmage. Nice job.
Yeah, good job sealing that side and making sure that running back had nowhere to go. But that offensive line is still a dominant force out there for the Dragons. 2nd and goal coming as they line up to the line in a hurry.
John Kraus on the tackle, got up with a holding his shoulder there. So it'll be 2nd and goal. 1 in motion, shotgun formation, takes the snap, comes to the near side looking, cuts up through the field, got a nice little hole, but he's getting trailed. Oh, almost draws. He almost fumbled the ball down to the 1 yard line, but held that ball with 3 Guardians on him.
That is an extremely talented young man. Cash White is all money. 6 foot, 178-pound junior quarterback. This kid is looking to be all state. And you can tell just in this first game the composure he has, even when his offense does amazing things and gets the flag called back. And the way he's set up too, the special teams have been a real key this evening for the Dragons' success.
So it's going to be 3rd and goal. Ball's on the 2 yard line for the Dragons. Knocking on the Guardians. Goal here. Hands out to the running back. Comes up through the middle. Nice hole, and he's in for the touchdown.
No question about it. We have a great view here on this far end of the field, being able to see the running back getting hit, but driving his legs. Ball crosses the plane, adds 6 more. It's 36-0 here in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, it's been all Dragons. They've moved that ball up and down the field, total control. You got to figure 2 touchdowns have been negated by penalties by the Dragons. So you think about that, we'd be up another 14 points. Be 50-0. So they're going to go for the extra point, the kick. Waiting for the snap. Snap is up, kick is up, and it was delayed.
What happened with that?
Ooh, yeah, so it's no good. It got delayed on that.
The timing was definitely off, and I'm not sure if the snap was a little low, and that's what happened, where the kicker's timing was off and just ended up shanking it off to the right side. So I guess that's one positive.
Yeah,
there's one less point.
We can call out a mistake there by the Dragons. So 7:55 to go in the 2nd quarter. We're at ALA tonight here in Sierra Vista, where they are trailing the Arizona Compass Prep 36-0.
In a game powered by SSVEC. Thanks so much to all of our other sponsors who make this coverage possible. Dan the Man is showing it to you on the screen, getting some replays in. And maybe these are some of the replays we'll see on the Cool Zone. Now, Sheriff Mark, I told you a little bit about the Cool Zone. It's like the Red Zone, where I sit in a studio and we have cameras at every single Cochise County team's game, home and away. And we have the tech crew there. We got Dan the Man, we got Coach Dennis Baker, the head basketball coach, throwing things at me and getting highlights and going to live streams of games that are going on all across Southern Arizona. And I'm sure we'll see some highlights of this tomorrow night. Unfortunately, we want to see some ALA highlights. Let's see what they can do on this kick return with Deontay Ectonal.
Dragons kick it. Receiver from the Guardians brings it up to about an 11-yard return before he's taken down to the 21. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Guardians. But I think that's pretty impressive what you guys are doing. And as you know,
never been done before, and we can't find any other local media in the country, not even in Texas, that's doing something crazy. This is absolutely crazy, calling 8 games at once, or seeing 8 games at once, having in real time highlights being aggregated, and then I get the green light, and I say, I got green, where are we going? They say, hey, we're going to go to the Buena game. And tomorrow night they're going to say, we're going to go to the Pick game, or we're going to go to the Tombstone game, Tombstone Benson game, which is a huge opportunity for Tombstone. We'll talk about that at halftime too.
A lot going on there, a lot going on. I know you just did an interview with the Tombstone head coach. And
he was so excited because they had 30 more kids come out for their team.
I love it. And these small schools, it's hard enough to even get a team out there in any sport.
Yep.
And so I'm glad to see they got their program. That would be a true setback for those student athletes over there at Tombstone. So glad to see the Yellow Ducks back in action. So 1st and 10 for the Guardians at their own 20-yard line, trailing 36-0 here to the Phoenix team are playing. Waiting, shotgun, takes the snap, looking for receivers. He got pressure by the nose. Ouch, he fumbles the ball. And
that number 27 did it again. A strip sack, fumble recovery in the end zone for a touchdown. He's had a pick 6. Let him return a kickoff. I want to see him do that.
Yes. Did you?
A 298-pound man, Sheriff Mark.
Yes, and he grabbed our quarterback child. And no offense, he dropped the ball. I mean, this guy's like 2 humans on the one.
Yes.
And the quarterback dropped it probably out of fear, and I can't blame him. But he's a freshman, young freshman, second string. Yes, just hanging in there. And of course, this nose tackle ran it in. So it is 42-0 with 7:06 to go. And again, the score doesn't shock. When I say that, the score's not shocking us. It's just you're playing a very talented team. What's most important to us is we get to air the inaugural game.
Yes.
These players are out here playing their hearts out for their school.
Without a doubt, and it's so much, again, not a fan has left. I think more fans have come.
They have.
They've arrived here tonight. They just want to be here for this event, for this spectacle here tonight. And the spectacle is, where's his name? Keatron Harris, 6'3", 298-pound senior. I believe we're seeing a human highlight reel all on his own tonight, Sheriff Mark.
Jeff, he's 120 pounds bigger than you and I.
Yes.
Put that in perspective for a minute. That guy is huge.
You and me combined, he's still bigger.
It's so true. And there's our friend there from Big O.
What's
How you doing
going on?
tonight,
Good to see you tonight. Good to see
and,
you.
So again, it is 42-0 as there's a timeout on the field. But again,
Another defensive touchdown. I think the defense is now being challenged by the offense and saying, hey, we want to score more points than you tonight. And now it's just back and forth. Goodness gracious. What an outstanding effort by Keatron Harris. That is a name we better mark down right now because we could see him playing on Saturdays in the very near future. And I wouldn't be surprised to see a young man like that being recruited and possibly being playing on Sundays in the very near future.
So they're going to go for the extra point again here. Again, 7:06 to go in the second quarter. Waiting for the snap. Snap is up. The kick is up, and this time it looks good from our angle, and it is. So 43-0. And again, I know this is going to be a blowout. We're seeing it.
Yeah.
But think about 2 years from now, 3 years, 5 years now. This is going to be a whole different program out here.
It will be, and these freshmen will have grown 2 years, 3 years more. So this team that is literally 80% freshmen. I mean,
They are.
That's what Coach Krause is working with, and Coach Krause knew that. We did a coach's corner with him last year in his inaugural season, and one thing that I always stuck out was him saying, some of these kids have never played before, and I'm in that situation that Jalen Hampton was with Berean, where these young student athletes had never played organized football before, and he's not just coaching them plays, he's having to coach them literally the game.
Yeah,
From ground zero.
This is all fundamental. This
Yes.
is, as I was saying, and the coach is so dead. He's got a very good coaching staff out there. I've talked to him many times as a coach out here myself. And again, we're all trying to build programs out here, and that's one of the hardest things. You know, you can go out and pick the best 20 athletes, put them on the field, and you're going to do well. He's going to have so much personal reward. These are coaches with moral values that are building programs, not a coach that handpicked them and put them out there and say, look what I did. No,
And he won a couple games last year, and he will win a couple games this
You
year.
bet
There's
he
no
will.
doubt about
Yes.
it. And that will be the catalyst for the growth that this school sees. Because remember, there was one coach that we just referred to earlier tonight, that I talked to earlier today, who started his career 0-22. And that was Coach Joe Thomas at Buena High School. And we've seen what he did with that program and how he turned it around and made it a perennial winner now.
Guardian receiver, number 1, takes the ball, is still on his feet, cuts to the far side of the field, but he's got lateral pursuit by the defense, taken out of bounds about the 20, so 1st and 10. That's Timothy Lee on the run back there.
TJ getting that.
If you go back, and I remember those days, and where the parents were calling for his resignation when he went 0-20 those first 2 years, Greg Deuce was the athletic director. Greg stood by his coach, and look where he's at today. So nice to Mr. Deuce, and thank you, Joe, for not walking away.
Without a doubt, and seeing what he's been able to build, you know that watching Jalen Hampton over at Berean, Coach Hampton being able to build his program, to go to the championship 2 straight years, come home with the trophy 1 time, and now be on the cusp of doing it again. You know, just run it back no matter where they put him. CAA Division I, CAA Division III, CAA Division I 8-man. Let him get them all. And that's what ALA has to look forward to.
So we have sophomore Timothy Lee at the helm. Garrico was hurt last series. He takes a snap, looking, he's got pressure, passes off back to the line of scrimmage, but gets tackled right away, so it'll be 2nd and 10. But again, this is a coach that's putting his heart into this and not giving up on this team. And again, give this 2 years, give him next year, you're going to see improvement. And that's what it's all about. Those how you build programs. And I stand behind this ALA and what they're trying to do here as a coach myself, because there's a reason they brought the coaches here. There's a reason this Coach Krause, who came out of Buena too.
Yes.
He came out of Buena. Buena produces a lot of coaches around the league, as we all know.
Even Coach Hampton, Jalen Hampton was
You
at
bet.
Buena as well.
He was. And then you also look at who's coaching with Coach Thomas, and that's the coach out of Benson, who did such an amazing job. And that was a good pickup for Buena. So first, our catching 2nd and 10. for the Guardians at their own 20-yard line. Lee at the helm, split receivers, one in the backfield. Shotgun formation, takes a snap, looking, he's got pressure, up through the middle, and
A lot of bodies.
a lot of bodies, a lot of possible interceptions there. You know?
Yeah, a lot of potential contact too. I mean, you're kind of leaving your receivers hanging out to dry, looking over the middle. You think again, as a coach from the sidelines, the short out routes.
Yes.
Trying to find a block and then springing it a little bit. The screen, one of the screens that they tried was a pick six, so you don't want to do that again. But just any sort of short, flat route where you're not having to throw where the vast majority of the bodies are. That's what you're looking at with 3rd and 9 now.
Well, and you gotta get away from that middle, that core middle, that middle defensive line, all the way through. That's a tough place to be. Get outside, spread that defense out, and you got an opportunity here. You're not gonna run it up the other middle. It's already been proven. Snap is made, be 3rd and 10. He's coming to the far side, and that nose tackle, oh, he had him. He's pretty quick. Nice run by Lee, picks up about 4 or 5 yards.
Yeah, Harris, the nose tackle, was actually playing an outside linebacker position at 298 pounds and almost chased down TJ. Luckily, TJ just had enough of an edge to be able to put on the afterburners and not get tripped up. But he ends up looking at 4th and about 5, and they're most likely going to kick this thing away.
Yeah, they got to get on the other side of the field, give themselves some room. Right now, they've been pressurized all game in their own side, deep inside their own field. So
but the special teams for the Dragons has also put them in great position. The Dragons in great position. So let's see what the Dragons can do on
pressure
this
all the way.
return.
Kick is up, short kick, about the midfield, and ooh, he picks it up and misses it. Still gets it back. Still on his feet, cuts up to, got her. Still on his feet, up to midfield, down to 40 of the Guardians, 35. Still moving all the way back to almost the line of scrimmage.
Insanely elusive. There is a flag. There's some laundry back at that initial point where he dropped the ball. I'm not sure if they were using that as a marker for where the ball was going to be dropped or if there was an actual penalty on the play. We're going to have a confirmation here momentarily because that was unbelievable.
So we'll see what they're going to call here. It's going to go against.
Looks like a block in the back.
Yeah, block in the back. So this is advantageous to the Colts, or excuse me, the Guardians. Too much Colts call.
That's all right. Look,
yeah.
You know.
And
just
so,
imagine me. I have to call 8 games at once.
Yeah, I know.
I gotta go to. I got my notes in front of me on this big old desk, and I get to say, "Oh, congratulations, man! You just made the cool zone."
Yeah.
And say that to everybody who makes the cool zone.
So it is going to be 1st and 10 for the Dragons, all the way back to their 20. You got to figure they're already over here at the Guardians 20, so that's a huge relief for the ALA team.
But it shows the talent of, I talked about the special teams. That special teams guy, number 14 for AZ Compass Prep, he is absolutely unbelievable. Jalen Johnson, a 5'8", 169-pound senior. You can see that elusiveness that he has. They're going to whistle this dead right before it even starts, and they do have a different quarterback in right now as well. It looks like they're bringing in number 19, who is not even on the Max Preps roster. It looks like 19. If it's 18.
It is 19.
Okay, it is 19. Okay. Yeah. Number 19 not listed on the Max Preps roster, but
they're waving it off.
So they're going to have to redo the play.
So they're waving it off, so still 1st and 10.
And it is a running clock right now, by the way. I just noticed. They're running the clock because it is a 42-0 lead.
Usually that doesn't happen until the second half, but I guess in this league,
they must have talked about it.
And coaches can agree that, yeah, I'm sure. So shotgun formation. Snap is up. Quarterback's guy. He's wide open, cuts up through the nice hole, fakes it up through the middle, and brought down right at the about picks up 70 yards. But there's a flag coming from the backside.
You know, it's been a relatively almost flag-free game between certain points. Like, there hasn't been a lot of holding calls or blocking the back calls. Yes, there's a couple face masks or blocking the back on kick returns. On the special teams, there's been more. But now, when you put in these second stringers, they're going to be the ones who end up getting the flags called.
So it's going to go against the Dragons if they're walking in the right direction. Yeah, it's going to go for holding against the Dragons. A 10-yard penalty.
But there was also a false start, which was declined. So the clock is still running.
Yeah, so 1st and 10, less than a minute before halftime here. To the near side of the field, pitches off to the Seaver, still on his feet, comes up to the 20, still on his feet, cuts back in, jumps out of bounds here, about the 22.
And another flag on the field. So that will most likely be the last play of this game,
Yeah.
as we have 30 seconds left on the clock. And yeah, having a running clock before the end of the first half,
Pretty rare.
it's for competition and to keep things fair and not let exactly for sportsmanship side to make sure that that it doesn't end up being 100-0 or something stupid like that.
So yeah,
Which you do see.
And the only time to stop, I think, is for medical.
Yes, or timeout.
Or timeout, yeah. So.
But as I say that, they stop the clock for 26 seconds. So
yeah, I was just going to say.
Yeah. Looks like they'll give them one more play, I guess.
They tricked us there.
Might be.
Here we go. It's 1st and 20, deep inside the Guardians, or excuse me, Dragons zone. He gets it, and he's wide open. He's got one defender to beat. He does it, and there he goes.
Off
he's got one
to the
Guardian.
Races. Can he
Down
go all the way?
And he's going, Jeff. He's at 20, 10. What do we have here? And there's a flag, so they're going to negate that. Ouch.
There is a flag back here.
Is that a sympathy flag, or
So
is that a...
They'll stop it with 1 second. They'll stop the clock with 1 second, but I don't know what the hold was. And that could not have been near where the ball was. I mean...
No. So that, they're tightening up on the old flags here. I don't...
Yeah.
Have you noticed that? So it'll be 1 second to go. Let's bring it all the way back. So it'll be half the distance to the goal line. And again, that was a beautiful run, though. I mean, that was a good condition.
Exactly. I mean, condition is exactly the key, because these kids are coming from Chandler. These young student athletes are coming all the way from Chandler in the valley up to a mile high here, and he outran kids who work at the mile high every single day.
Yeah, he broke through the line, beat a defender, beat a second defender, and went all the way for 50 yards. So it'll be 1 second to go here. They'll probably just kneel it, I would think.
Why not try to get a 95-yard touchdown instead of a 90 one?
The ability's there. Let's see if he takes a snap and he kneels it.
Yeah, you called it.
So that's into the first half, where our team from Phoenix, Arizona Compass Prep, the Dragons are leading 43-0. Hometown ALA Guardians. And Jeff, what a first half.
So we'll have a running clock in the second half. This first half has been all about balance and the balance of power that the Dragons have. These Dragons power. And John, if you want to move the camera over here and you can see us, that'd be great, John. I'll let Dan text him and let him know that you can aim the camera here. John is from here. I'll come stand right here. John is from the Pacific Northwest, so I mean he's used to insane stuff like this, and all the crazy weather like this. He loves the rain. He's a maniac, and he's wearing shorts up there in the breeze, in the wind. It's Jeff Davenport and Sheriff Mark Daniels hanging out with you here at the home of the Guardians, American Leadership Academy in Sierra Vista, and it has been a dominant performance. And like I was saying before we had John point the camera this way, it's been all about balance. The balance of that Dragons team on offense and defense, both scoring multiple touchdowns, and the special teams being able to bust open plays whenever they need to, almost at will.
And the key is will. They have the will, because the Guardians are still forming a team, a program, and they're playing a program that's a team. Let's face it.
Yeah.
I mean, they know what to do. They do it within sync. They're well-oiled, and they're showing that tonight. It's kind of, and you got to feel bad for the Guardians a little bit, but I don't, because they know who they are. They're building something.
Yeah.
We all got to keep this in mind. Give it 2 or 3 years.
Yes.
And as I think if we look on the track over here, you see one of our big guys.
Yeah, another player
going off the field, being helped, and this was a concern they had going into. Are they going to get hurt? And we've seen 3 or 4 of their players getting hurt. You never want to see that, but we also realize that they're playing some pretty good size. As we talked about several
You're
times.
huge. Look, they're walking right by us right here, and if John wants to take a look over here at this team, you can see them. I mean, they're some corn-fed colossuses here, as I like to say.
So you look at this, I mean, and I would imagine they play in the 2A league. You compare them to the Bensons and the Bisbees, Tombstones, they would compete, if not do well, yes. And I don't want to say that, but it's truly true. This is a well-oiled machine, and they're showing it out there. So,
but there's other well-oiled machines that are within this program at American Leadership Academy
Yes.
at the Guardians, and that includes soccer and wrestling, two things that you're familiar with.
Yes.
And I'd love to talk to you about that, because it's almost like a little mini coach's corner here
It is.
with Coach Mark Daniels instead of Sheriff Mark
Yeah.
Daniels here talking about this. So the opportunity came about and was presented to you. You'd ended up, tapping out from Buena and just saying, hey, look, I need to focus on my job. I need to focus on the re-election. I need to focus on the border, because there were some serious issues that were going on, and that is the main duty that you do. And you wanted to fulfill that role to the best of your ability. But as those other roles that you previously held were filled, other opportunities opened up, and the timing was right.
It's all about timing. Life's full of seconds and inches, if you look at it that way. So I coached for 26 years before I retired, Jeff, and I love coaching. It's been a They were recruiting coaches, and they called me and said, listen, will you come talk to us? So I came out and talked to us, and they said, listen, we'd love to have you help start up some of our programs. And that's why I started up the soccer program, still working on that. This is our first boys season. So again, very young like you see out here. We've had 2 games that have been postponed, sadly. So we had supposed to have a game tonight that was postponed. We'll reschedule that. We had one last week rescheduled. But I think we have a home game Monday here at the same field.
Okay.
So it'll be our first debut game on this field too. But and then soccer.
Is there primarily freshmen on your soccer team as well?
Same
So
thing.
because the people might not realize about the school how young it is. It's a very young school where a majority of the kids who go here, the students who are here, are the K through 8, and it's balanced heavier in that way than it is the high school side.
It's almost like building a house. The foundation's here.
Yes.
You know, the elementary and junior high are packed. They got packed full of kids. But now they're framing it.
Yeah.
They're truly framing the high school, the programs and all that. So it's going to take some time to build that out. But
and you're in it to be able to do that right now with this boys soccer team.
And it's one of the toughest things. I did the girls in the spring. I had a girls team in the spring. We made top 8 in the state, went to the playoffs.
Right.
A lot of people didn't hear about that. They were amazing. We went 7-3 for the season. I mean, that's amazing for a first-year team. Again, very young.
Yes.
But we played our hearts out. The boys, we're going to see what they can do and stuff. But we also realize who we are and what our limits are. But we played some teams in Phoenix. Those 3 losses we had, let me tell you, they were just, I mean, as I said, they drove their cars there. They had Chelsea car seats in the back because these guys are adults that were playing, and I joke about that. But they truly, they're big. And I got kids in 7th, 8th, freshmen, and sophomores playing. So it makes it a real challenge, like we're seeing tonight.
And these are programs that have been established for a decade or more.
A lot of them are the Christian schools, like the Cell Points and stuff, and they're well established. They got programs. A lot of those club teams in the Valley up in Phoenix. Yep. They draw those whole club teams into that school. So
and these schools could probably recruit, I would assume.
They can. That's exactly right. Like the Cell Points. Hey, we can't do it in a public school, but Cell Point does. I've never understood how AI lets that happen, but I'll be quiet from here. At the end of the day, is you wonder how those programs do it, but they do it because they can. And so, again, it's something this school is doing. But I'm telling you, I'm so impressed. Like I said earlier, we're doing the first quarter, we're talking, they just got approval for the high school. They're going to kick that off in October. So you're going to see that high school. It's going to be a huge high school. It's going to have more classrooms attached to it, a cafeteria built into it. They're redoing this track and also artificial turf field, multi for soccer and football. So next year this time it's going to be a whole different field. It'll be awesome looking.
It's going to be beautiful.
And then, but I tell you, the coaches that coach here, they're all awesome. They really are. And we put more than just coaching here. In fact, this weekend I got to come out. If you look over there, there was some not wood, but boxes. That's my goalpost for soccer on Monday. I got to come build that this weekend so we can have that ready for Monday's game. But coaches don't just coach. We have to put infrastructure together and one thing they don't realize in coaching is, when you coach, nobody does it for the money. I mean, I fought Buena for years on this, not saying this is a negative with Buena, I love Buena, is the fact that they always try to give me a check and I always give it back to them. Right. You have to take the money, coach. No, I don't want the money, So, because we buy lunches for the kids. No kid will ever go hungry. No coach is ever going to let a kid not be able to eat because we're in Costa Ground. We stop to eat because they haven't ate since noon because we leave so early. Right. No, we make sure those kids are fed and stuff. So that's what coaching is all about, and I love it. This school has done an amazing job of embracing kids. You got some good kids here.
So the boys soccer season, will that basically correlate along the same timeline as the football season? And when does wrestling start? And how is your involvement with that?
So right now, the girls' soccer's in the spring. Boys are right now. Wrestling's a winter sport. Okay. Here's the issue with that is, and this is something that we had a coach set up to take over for wrestling. And we got through the first year, had a really rough time last year. because we didn't have the infrastructure. We didn't have a gym. We wrestled outside. Then now we're wrestling with the sheriff's office in the warehouse. I mean, to get some stability there. But so we had a coach. He had to back out for some personal reasons. So we're looking for a wrestling coach.
Okay.
So I was talking to some of the club coaches. If you're here on the show tonight, you want to wrestle, give me a call. Come see Jeff Baker, the athletic director over here, because we need a wrestling coach starting in November. And they got a lot of kids sitting by us up here, Jeff, are wrestlers. That's why they're sitting up here with us.
Yeah.
They need a coach. And I don't want to say this, but they don't have a coach. I'm not going to let them go without. We'll do something with them. But it's just, that's tough. But next year, when we go to AAA, like you and I talked about, so if they go into 2A soccer plays at the same time as football. So the boys soccer would be the same as the girls soccer. I can't do both. So you can see where, you got to pick one. And I got to pick one. So again, we're already talking about that. And again, the school's growing, the numbers are growing, but the infrastructure's got to stay with it. And that's been the biggest challenge out here.
And I mean, the school outgrew itself in its first year.
It did.
Literally. I mean, when I come for the 9/11 ceremonies that they've done the last couple years, and we'll be coming back again for that. They'll be doing the 9/11 ceremony on the 10th, and then on the 11th they'll actually do a walk around here. And the school asked us to come out and do that, so the Cool F Empire will watch that live as it happens. The amazing part is watching that gym completely fill up with students.
Isn't it?
It is insane. They come from everywhere. They're like every single door has the littles all the way up to the high schoolers coming in, filtering in. The littles just sit on the floor. The middle schoolers and high schoolers are sitting in the bleachers, and the seats are inside the gym. And watching that entire thing happen as if out of nothing, it's absolutely incredible. And they're watching the other schools have to deal with this. There's some serious things and serious decisions that possibly the SVUSD is going to have to make in the very near future when it comes to the numbers of kids that end up having different options, because these options were never here.
So I heard the other day their total enrollment at ALA here in Sierra Vista, this is the fastest growing ALA that they can recall. I know in the state.
I mean, they've got them all over the valleys. This is the fastest?
Fastest growing is right here in Sierra Vista. They underestimated how fast it grew. They added another 500 students this year. I heard somebody talk, when the administrators talked there, it was 1,279 students are going to this school right now. And the majority are junior high or elementary, of course. And they turned hundreds away because they did not have the infrastructure to do it. Now they get these buildings, which are going to be done in the fall. Let me tell you, you're going to see them more and more. And one of their thoughts, and I don't want to be the spokesman for the school, but being privileged to a little bit, as we look north, Jeff, from these bleachers here, they want to build a whole new campus right there just for elementary. These in the back behind us will be junior high and high school exclusive. So you can see the future plans already. And we had the opportunity to meet one of the administrators for all of ALA in the state. I was speaking at a dinner up there last year, and that person was there. So we had the opportunity to talk, and they're like, what do you need? And Raymond is one of my lieutenants who was with me on this day, and let them know, you guys got to start building more infrastructure. And let me tell you, they've kept up to the pace, not because we said it, but they also realize that the demand is there. We just don't have the supply. So it'll grow. It'll grow.
I mean, it's incredible to see with 5:55 to go before we're back to action here. Looks like the Dragons are back out on the field waiting for the Guardians to head back out this way. And it'll be a running clock all second half with the score of 43-0, as you can see on the screen. Thank you so much for tuning in to our game, powered by SSBEC, Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative, serving our community. Sheriff Mark Daniels, Jeff Davenport, hanging out with you here under the Thursday night lights. It's the kickoff of the NFL season.
Yes, that's
and,
right.
You being a fan of a certain team from a city that's in ruins that might be getting the National Guard sent to it very soon. You being a Bears fan, is that because you grew up in the Midwest? I mean, is that just that was the team that you grew up rooting for?
Born on the Iowa side, grew up on the Illinois side, but went back and forth. It was like there was no state. There was one big state there between Iowa and Illinois, and it's a river kid. And so Chicago Cubs, and again, Chicago Cubs. I mean, 80-60 on their record right now. And when the Cubs win, there's a smile on Illinois' faces. That doesn't happen every year. We all know that. I mean, to be an Illinois fan of Chicago Cubs, Chicago Bears, let me tell you, you got to have a lot of character. You just got to have a lot of character. So we'll see. The Bears are supposed to be doing all right this year. They're playing Monday Night Football. I don't know if you know that.
That's where they're going to kick off, huh?
Kicking off with the Monday Night Football against the Vikings. So I'll have my patient cap on, and
with the young quarterback and their new quarterback, see what they can do. And
new coach is really holding the line. If you don't want to play, he's going to kick you, man. You got to be there for the right reason. So the Bears needed that.
Yeah.
Let's say, I mean, the history of the Bears are America's teams, kind of like the Dallas Cowboys, whether you like either one of them.
Right.
They're historical teams.
Oh,
and,
without I mean, one of the originals. I mean,
Yes.
one of the oldest teams next to the former Chicago Cardinals that became the Arizona Cardinals.
Yes.
You know, I mean, some of the first two teams in this original football league.
I was going to say that. You look at the Cardinals; they're a product of the Chicago Cardinals that went to
exactly.
St. Louis
Yeah.
and up here.
Yeah.
And so, but another one, I'm an Iowa fan. I love the Iowa,
Yeah.
Illinois. Illini are number 12, another miracle in the country right now. Nobody's talking about. Iowa's not bad either. It's true. It is. I mean, and
that's what, I don't know how you keep up with all this. I can barely keep up with the formerly known as the Pac-12. You know, I still called it
Yes,
Pac-10.
true.
I'm like, that's how old I am. I don't understand. Oh, there's number 27 right there coming out.
Oh, he's huge.
298
Yeah.
pound. He's just jogging out like it's nothing. He's just carrying it like it's nothing. And that dude will be playing on Saturdays in the very near future.
Well,
Keaton Harris.
I was told they had 3 players going D1.
That does not surprise me.
One was Idaho State was one of them. But so these kids, I mean, it tells you now. I mean, they could play in AIA and make a difference. I'm telling you right now. That's what I'm saying. So this is not, hey, look at this small team that came out. No, this is a real deal out there they're playing tonight. And but you look at these kids over here, Coach Krause and his team over there. They're pushing these kids. They're keeping them focused. Hardest thing to do for a coach is to do that, especially on a new program.
All right, let's talk about games tomorrow. Friday night, it's week number 2 for a lot of these teams.
Yes.
For one team, it's actually week number 1, and that's Tombstone. And you're going to be going to Benson to call the Benson-Tombstone game.
Yeah.
And this is very emotional because of where Tombstone, there was very false rumors that were going around saying that their entire season was canceled, which was never reported by the school or never released by the school. There were rogue reporters going off and saying certain things about it. Thankfully, none at Cool FM Live made those statements. But at the same time, going there and talking to the head coach, to Jerry Rhodes, yesterday, posting it this morning, and watching him light up when he talked about the fact that, yes, it's going to be tough tomorrow night because only those 17, 18 kids can play, but next week they'll have an extra like 20 to 30 that will be eligible to join in because of, I guess, the response from inside the school itself saying, do we want to continue? You know, they just forfeited the first game because they knew they wouldn't be able to be prepared in time. But they're going to take that chance and go to Benson and hopefully give it their all tomorrow night against the Bobcats.
And the Bobcats are rebuilding this year. They're a good team this year.
Yeah.
And you're going to see if they'll be a contender in the San Pedro League. But you got to give Tombstone some heart.
Yes.
I heard they did an all-call at their school. Said we need football players, and they had girls coming out. I guess there's a bunch of girls playing. Kudos, let them get out there and play. I'm 100% behind that. We were going to call the Douglas game, but there's 6 media going down there, and we
You're going to fight for position and get there first come first served, where it's like there's not enough room.
And again, that'll be under KWCD 92.3. I'm calling that for tomorrow night. And I'll just say this. So we checked in with our schedule over a month ago with the school, and then we reconfirmed this morning. We got a thing back just this afternoon saying, hey, there's 6 media coming, first come, first serve. Well, you have enough covering those student athletes.
Obviously.
Let's go to Tombstone, which has been the heartbreak story for last week. We're going to go up there and cover their game tomorrow night with Benson. That gives us a shot to watch the Benson kids, give them a little spotlight. The Tombstone kids, give them a spotlight, and get that back on track where it needs to be.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, so the pick game's going to be big. Obviously, a lot of media coverage. I know John and Jared will be there calling that game, and that's going to be awesome. It's always a historic game, seeing the second oldest rivalry in the United States of high school football that happens right here in our backyard.
It's 155 years they've been playing. Number 1 in the country for rivals. I don't know if you know that.
Is it number 1?
Number 1.
I've heard both sides, and I say number 2 just in case number 1 is watching, going, "We're number 1, you weirdo."
Well, here's the thing: we have the microphones. Number 1.
That's true. That's right.
We have the microphones.
Yeah.
And boy, the Colts are traveling to Skyline tomorrow night to play a very tough program.
Yeah.
They squeaked out one last week with Cienega, as we all know. Cienega's not the powerhouse they used to be. When they got the win, they're the better team, no doubt about it. They're a good team. This is their year. But they're going to have some tough games coming up. ALA a week from tomorrow. But tomorrow night, they got to get through tomorrow with Skyline. If they can do that, they're setting the tone.
Now, Joe Thomas also talked about, for Buena, talked about how the PowerPoints is where they're really going to have to shine because they know they're facing really tough teams. So if they stay competitive with these really tough teams, they should be able to at least get something positive even out of a season that might have some negatives along with it.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. But I've always said this. I'd rather play a schedule. They got one of the toughest schedules in the state. No doubt about it. Which puts them, if they go 5 on 5, 5 wins, 5 losses, they're going to make the playoffs. Versus going, like we've seen them 8-2, then they get knocked out the first round.
Yeah.
So they got to play the best to be the best, and I think they're part of the best. I really do. Coach Thomas has built a dynasty there, but this is his peak year. He's got some, and as you know, we called many of their games.
Yep.
He's got some super talent this year, so they got to capitalize on that, and they got to play a full 4 quarters.
Yeah, which almost cost them that game.
Yes, yes.
Last week, and watching that goal line stand that I was calling on the red zone. Well, I'm sorry, the cool zone. I can't say red zone. I might get the Shield coming after me. The cool zone, and going live to that game as that final play happened, and listening to Jared Young need medical attention because he screamed so loud. I think he blew out his own aneurysm. and it was not a good sign, or not a good noise. But at the same time, watching them win that game, hey, go 1-0, and that's the whole goal every week. Go 1-0 every week.
The football gods were over them that night.
Oh, yeah.
And good teams find ways to win it. Let's face it that way.
They
Even though they had a bad second half, they won it. It's behind them now, but they got to focus on it. I know that Joe will have them ready, but that's going to be a caliber team they have not played in a long, long time. So again, but I think
anytime you go to the Valley, you're going to be facing the best.
That's exactly right.
And that's where it's been tough for Buena. So if they can get a good showing against a Valley team early in this season, boy, how will that fare for them later on? That will pay off in spades, won't it?
Well, it will. And Cienega need that win to make the playoffs. Even though they got a very weak conference, they needed that win. So we're kicking the game off third
no
quarter.
Kickoff.
There is no kickoff. I don't know why.
And a running clock.
And a running clock. ALA is losing 43-0 to a very talented team from
Chandler, Arizona.
Chandler, yeah, just very, very talented program. They're huge in size and they're huge in talent. So working under center, quarterback Lee, freshman. Oh, it's going to be a false.
Yep, false start right away.
Yep. So it's going to be a 5-yard penalty against the Guardians.
Because you're thinking that a lot of the second teamers are in on both sides of the field, and but it's going to be the running clock, and this game. Right now, where are we at? So it's about 8:25, so a good 12 minutes. That'll take us to quarter till, and then the fourth quarter will end us before 9 o'clock, barring any confusing or hairy situation. We should be okay.
And the other thing you look at for tomorrow night, I mean, of course, they're going to be in the Valley. I don't know what the weather forecast for the Valley is, but down here for our local games, the Pick, Benson, Tombstone.
Wet, right?
Yes, they're looking at possibly 5 inches of rain. Now, what's that going to do for football? I don't know. They'll play unless there's lightning in most cases. But then again,
I'm glad I'm in a studio calling the cool zone.
Yes, good for you. I don't know what we're going to do in Benson tomorrow, but we'll see what happens.
No, they take great care of us in Benson.
They do. Remember those
when
days?
we were up there, my gosh, the Benson Bobcats, they are so good up there. And you got Dan Barrios, is that his name?
Yes.
Who is one of the
nicest guys.
Yeah, just super, super nice guy. I know he's on the board for SSVEC and for Arizona G&T, and lives up there in the Benson community. Is the public address announcer for Benson, and he went to Benson High School, and so he loves that community so much, and he always took great care of us. He was on the radio saying, "Hey, can we get some pizzas up here for the sheriff and that weirdo?" And
we got this opportunity tonight, and we'll do some more of these Thursday night games.
Absolutely.
I love doing them. But St. David, we got to talk about St. David for they're starting the season great. Again, they're dominating. Again, this little 8-man football continues to produce these stellar
over
athletes.
110 points in 2 weeks.
And I think I know why. Their food. The ladies talk
the
about
green
their
chili.
food.
The green chili burrito.
They're amazing.
It is. It was voted the #1 high school concession original made food in the entire country, and that is the green chili burritos that you can get there at St. David. And we've had the pleasure of eating those many a time, and you just cannot beat them. And that recipe has been passed down. This is the 3rd generation of St. David men and women who are making it.
Lee on the run here is 2nd and 20 for the Guardians. He gets pushed out of bounds, picks up maybe 3 or 4 yards. But if you want some food that you normally don't get, go to the St. David game, and just for the burritos.
Yes.
They're incredible, folks.
And watch St. David dominate a game.
Yes, it's amazing. I don't know if they're playing home tomorrow night. I didn't look at their schedule. I'll look at all that tomorrow. But again, St. David, another little powerhouse out there that's hidden. And so we'll see what happens with them this year. But we'll see what happens. The weather's going to be a driving force. And the weather's going to pick up here. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
The wind's getting worse. And
I
hope we don't get rained on here as we got 8:54 to go in the 3rd quarter. ALA trailing 43-0 to this very, very good Chandler team.
Even though, like we said, I think it is the 2nd and 3rd stringers, even though these teams don't look very big. Like if you look as far as the number of players. Yeah, the numbers, it's not like there's a 52-man roster on that sideline to be able to see, and that there's a whole slew of new people coming in. But this is the 2nd and 3rd stringers. playing in, at least on the defensive side. I don't see Harris, number 27, who had the pick 6 and the strip sack fumble recovery for a touchdown. But that was big. Oh my goodness, big number 5. Making an impact, making a name there was Trey Parson, 5'10 senior, 195-pound linebacker, coming in and hitting hard. And it is going to be 4th and about Walmart for.
Yeah. Tyson may need a little freshman there, stellar athlete that's just going to grow in this program. Getting a chance to even cut up for he's hit by 3 different defenders. And that's been their problem. They can't, the O-line cannot hold this defense back, and it's like free fishing for them.
Not the first string or the second string, but like we said, as long as they continue to believe and trust the process and be able to, because they will get wins this year. They got wins last year, they will get wins this year. We just discussed that. And being able to know that that can be that foundation, because eventually you want them all. Snap goes over the head of TJ, and that will go into the end zone. And did number 5 get there for the touchdown?
Yeah, he did.
Trey Parson got there and fell on it, and that'll be a score on a bad snap that went straight into the end zone. So clock still running, which is very, very gracious. And we'll wait for the extra point to go through. But thinking about the program building, like St. David does not, they don't rebuild, they reload.
They do.
And that could be be ALA. That could be the Guardians, Sierra Park.
I remember Micah Mountain. There's no better example. Micah Mountain. I remember the coaches from Cienega. That's something that's changed over there. People ask, what happened to the program up there? Because they're not the program they used to be. The football coach, the athletic director, the wrestling coach, all of them, and I knew them all, they went up to Micah Mountain. And look what they have had. The first couple of years, because we competed with them wrestling, we destroyed them, and we just beat them up. You don't beat Micah Mountain no more. It is a competition, and most times they went to the final. I think they won it last year.
Really?
In football. What's that tell you? They either got second, or I think they won it though. I think they beat. I'm pretty sure they took state champion last year. And this.
And it's a relatively new program. I mean, if
that's
you think
5
about
years.
it, in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah,
you put a 5-year plan together like that. I mean, how does an AD see the future like that? An athletic director be able to look and see that his football program will be the driving force while having a couple of lean years in those early years, but then saying, but we're waiting 5. We got 5 years to build this thing.
And same thing they're doing here again. He's going to try to get that sliver. This time there's a little bit of defense waiting for him.
Cut him off.
And this time he's got a nice job, the Guardians. Nice job. Nice sportsmanship down there too.
It was.
They read that well. But you're right, and that's what I'm saying. You put a 5-year window on this one, this will be a whole different game. You and I will go back and reflect on this 5 years from now, and we will talk about that. Yeah.
They'll be playing on Friday nights, man. You'll have the choice of calling them on Fridays too.
Oh, I mean,
can you
wait.
imagine?
Yes, it'll be exciting. And let's be real, I truly believe by the time 5 years ago, you're going to have a full high school with full athletes taking on Buena. This will be the in-school or in-town rival.
Yeah.
Yep. It's exciting where it's going to go.
Almost like starting our own pick rivalry, you know. I mean, you start your Sierra Vista pick, or
Yes.
whatever the gimmick is going to be, you know, to get the people from Buena versus ALA.
That's right.
From, you know, Buena versus maybe Berean. You know, maybe Berean could get big enough. I don't know. It seems like ALA has all the momentum now as far as the student body and population
It does.
goes.
But you got to give Berean credit. I mean,
They still do amazing things there.
yes, they're doing their football program. Again, it goes back to their coach. We talked about him earlier.
Yeah, Jalen Hampton.
Yes, he's done an amazing job. In Keith Hampton Field, named after his dad.
Yep.
I mean, I think he coached all my kids over there in the club part. I mean, just a legacy when it comes to football. But as he's looking down on us tonight, cheering kids on. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Guardians at their 35, but we have a timeout ALA. Going to talk about it.
Well, again, when you have your backup quarterback, because your starter went down in that late first quarter with that left shoulder injury. He's grabbing his left shoulder as he walked off the field. Not sure what we have for an update on his status. We'll find out what's going on with Jericho Nickel eventually. But in the meantime, so there is a timeout, and during the timeout, they do stop the clock with 4:36 to go here in the third. So again, just for fairness and to keep things from getting completely out of hand.
Yeah.
Which, as if it's not enough already, but when that clock runs, that time goes really, really quick.
It does, and you look at Coach Krause. He's got a nice assistant. One of my promotable sergeants is on that list. He's a corporal right now with me. He's one of the big guys walking. Played for Marana.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Marana Mountain View.
Okay.
He was it was Marana Mountain View, I believe it was.
Okay.
And then he went to college with my youngest son. They played football. That's how they get to know each other.
Yeah.
College football. And I remember him years ago telling me, hey, I'm going to come work for you at the sheriff's office. and he has. He's done a stellar job with us. He's going to get promoted here real soon for sergeant, but also he's out here coaching kids, paying it forward. Snaps to his running back. Oh, he drops the ball. We'll see where that comes out. That's a 50-50 ball. It looks like the quarterback might have got it back.
Yeah, frustration setting in for
It
that
is.
offense, and that's the tough part. You know, you're out on the field, you're trying to do what you do, but you're on the second string, and you got second teamers out there. People, and TJ is not a second teamer; he's a first team running back and receiver, but he's a second string quarterback, and that's where these issues are. You don't expect to have your second string quarterback in the game playing the entire second half.
You don't, and good teams play with confidence, and this is something that coach is trying to get. He's got to get that confidence built up. He's got to solidify that. And playing a team like this usually doesn't build confidence, especially in progress type here. It'll grow though. And off to his running back, trying to make a hole, but picks up 3 or 4 yards. Nice little play by the running back. I think that's McNeely on the carry. Again, little freshman that fights, strong kid.
Now, it's amazing to see, again, this young program and being able to look ahead. So this is the second year of ALA football, and they came away with a couple of wins last year and was able to move up into this new division. They started, I think, in CAA 1, and now they're in CAA 3. This is actually a division game, a divisional rival here tonight. That the Dragons, who made the drive down from Chandler, Arizona, if you're just joining us. Yep, that score is correct, 49-0. 3 minutes to go here in the third, a running clock situation, as ALA comes to the line at 3rd and 10.
And see, that's why I think they still should be down the lower level. They're still building this program. Put them up in that higher level. You're going to play this. I think there should have been some different decisions made there. Just my opinion. Ooh, we have some movement there, but they didn't call it, so play on. Nice deep pass to the far side, and nice attempt there.
In and out of the hands. Boy, it almost dropped in just in the right spot, but not able to bring it in. That would have been a big first down.
A big confidence there for both the quarterback and the receiver. That would have been like a 40-yard pickup. That would have been super for
and like
Guardians.
you said, I think the officials are keeping the flags in the pocket now during the second half. They're just going to let this thing be done.
So, 2 minutes to go before we hit the fourth quarter. And again, ALA, the home team, trailing 49-0 to a very talented Chandler team from Compass Prep.
Yeah, thanks again to all of our sponsors who make this coverage possible, like Desert RV. Visit them at desertrvcenter.com. Seniors Helping Seniors at Southern Arizona, shs.com. Prestige Remodeling and Restoration, getting the kickoff there on 4th down.
So picks it up, he drops. He went down,
he did go down.
He dead the ball.
Check out Prestige Remodeling and Restoration at prestigesierravista.com. They are the sponsor of the Turf Box for Doggo Lotto. I'm not sure if you've heard of Doggo Lotto, Sheriff Mark. This is something we've done for a couple months now. Over at the Nancy J. Brewer Animal Care Center, every Monday, I go over there in the morning. I'm there with John, and I'm there with Dan the man. Then he's called Doggo Lotto Dan. And because Dan came up with this idea years ago. He had an idea to try to help get dogs adopted by doing something with the animal shelter, like doing some sort of game show at a shelter to help dogs get adopted. And it finally came true. His dream came true. He built this contraption that has these 3 tubes, and you load up the tubes with, you load up first tube with 10 balls. And then the dog comes up in this little box and releases, and you as the player, you get to pick numbers. And if the dogs pick the numbers of the balls that you picked, you end up winning prizes.
Oh, that's pretty impressive.
And so this thing, I got all the way up to almost $500 worth of prizes that ended up getting split between a handful of different people. It was absolutely incredible. And now we're building it up again where I think we had like a second prize winner, but not a first place jackpot winner. So 3 different dogs come out and they pick balls from 3 different tubes, and those balls are the lucky numbers in that order that people can go online at coolfmonline.com/Doggo Lotto and literally go fetch themselves some numbers.
That's impressive.
And they can win some fun stuff. And there's at least 8 dogs that we can say directly have been adopted because of Doggo Lotto from the Nancy J. Brewer Animal Care Center.
Most important. You and I are both animal lovers.
Yes.
And, I mean, that's impressive. So they do a nice job over there. So it'll be 4th and 5. They're going to go for it, midfield here. Quarterback takes a snap. Lee, he's under pressure, and out he goes down. Now you got to give credit to that. He could have came down harder on him, gave him a break, brought him down. So it'll be
senior Colin Harrelson, 6'2", 215-pound senior, coming in there, chasing down, and that is the end of the third. Just like that, Sheriff Mark.
Yeah, so
Thanks so much.
It'll be First and 10 at the 30-yard line of the Guardians, so good field position for Dragon. But again, they're in no hurry here.
No, not at all. Thanks so much to Duran Plumbing. Sonic Drive-In. Go get yourself an awesome shake or a tasty treat after the game over there on East Fry Boulevard. Thank you to Chris Leon and the Leon team. Vinny's Pizza. Again, $4,500 for law enforcement torch run for Special Olympics because of that Dine to Donate that they did a week ago on Monday, and it was just absolutely awesome. I know that Trish was just going out of her mind, so happy with that result there. Thank you to TWN Communications, Sierra Toyota, the presenting sponsor of the Doggo Lotto. Now I'm going to make sure if Mark watched the Doggo Lotto, it's going to be great.
So it looks like they might be calling this game, Joe.
Oh, you think so?
I think they're calling the game. It looks like they're lined up to shake hands here.
Oh, you're right.
And
That is the way it looks.
So it looks like they're going to get 49 to nothing. I don't know if it's a weather reason or just
the players, or
yeah, I don't know, but I think part of it's. Oh no, they're coming back.
No, they're Boy, that's interesting.
Well, no, what are we doing here? Oh, they're still playing.
Okay. No, it did look like they were lining up.
Yeah, I was going to say they're lined up like they're going to come shake hands.
It really did. Then I was going to really have to run through our sponsors. Thanks, ASCU, American Southwest Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA, equal opportunity lender. Thank you, Right Way, Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical, ALLO Fiber, Ginger's Title Services, Grasshopper Landscaping, Copper Queen Community Hospital with their 3 locations across Cochise County. Thank you, Barnett's Towing and Propane, the Sherry Ethel team at Long Realty, the MORSE Automotive Group, and of course, you know this game is powered by SSVEC. Fourth quarter begins, running clock, 49-0, Sheriff Martin.
Guardians at their own 26-yard line, first and 10 here. See if they can do something here in the fourth quarter. Well, actually, they might go back.
Oh, Dragons,
It's Dragons, my bad. They switch fields on me. Quarterback kept the ball, he's still on his feet, cuts up to the 20, 15, 10, comes down at the 2-yard line, tripped up by number 5. Saved the touchdown for the Guardians.
Kylan Bush, a freshman, of course, out there. Freshman safety came up to make that tackle, and good thing he did, or else, I mean, it was almost unopposed, almost untouched, even though the Guardians were there, just not putting a hat on the ball or a hat on the player.
You look at the courage by that safety to come up.
Yes.
I mean, that
full speed.
Yes, and he was twice his size. So it'll be first and goal for the Dragons here.
No fear from that freshman. Great job.
Not at all. That's why you got to get a big shot out there. Shotgun formation. Waiting for the snap. Snap is up. Hands out, the running back is up. Oh, he holds on to it. But this time, whoa! Tackle by number 14. Nice job.
Echtenaw makes that huge sack.
He too is a good sized player here for the Guardians.
Multiple sport athlete, also plays basketball. I know he's on the basketball team. And of course, last year, speaking of ALA basketball, they had the #1 scorer in the entire country. And we were fortunate enough to have an interview with C.J. Williamson, talk to him and talk to his dad about how they got here and the fact that they were looking at all the different schools that they wanted to go to.
Did they pick one?
And they picked to come here.
Oh,
like
ALA.
They were able to,
they
picked
college.
to come here to ALA. So yeah,
so
he was
throws
a
it in the
junior
middle
last year.
Nice
and that
throw.
is a boy lasered in by that left arm of quarterback number 15, the backup quarterback, Karsten Diesel Robinson, had some diesel fuel on that pass. The 5'10", 180-pound senior rifled it in for the touchdown. Double nickels on the board for the Dragons, 55 points.
Going back to CJ, he's also a great kid.
Yes.
He's just a stellar kid. I see him here at the school. He always comes, shakes your hand. He's just a nice kid, a great role model. He's an amazing athlete. So it'd be interesting where he plays ball at. He's going to go play ball from this level, no doubt about it.
Without a doubt. But this senior season will be a lot of fun to watch him and see if he can average that 40-some-odd points a game like he did last season. And even though he's a little undersized, that some schools, I don't know. I don't know if Cochise would take a look at him and possibly have him do some stuff there. Cochise uses Jerry Carrillo. I've called the Cochise college basketball games for the last 4 years, and I've seen the size of the players. Not all of them are 6'8".
That's right.
I mean, there are even some that are 5'11".
Kick is up for the Dragons, and it's good. So 56-0 with 9 to go, about 9 minutes to go in the ball game, and well in control of this win here. And we talked about it. It's not about who wins or loses, especially for ALA. They came out here to compete tonight as they build this program, but Again, I agree with you on CJ. He's going to go play ball somewhere. I
Yeah.
coach these colleges. Gary's done an amazing job. Coach Gary
Every
down
year.
there. He does. He always brings a competitive program forward, so it'd be a great place. But we'll see where he goes. Again, we're proud of him. He's really made a good showing here at ALA.
Well, and again, the future is bright. It doesn't look like it tonight, on this night where you see 56-0 on the scoreboard, and you think to yourself, oh, what a terrible, terrible game. It's like, no, you just got to remember, they're going to get wins this year. It's just, it wasn't going to happen tonight against this team here. But this is what this team asked for. They wanted to come up and be competitive, and they decided to make the move into that CAA Division III, and these are the caliber of teams that they will be facing. Notice, no kickoffs. They're just placing the ball and going.
Yeah. So again, that's all their second string right now. You look in there now, it's all second string for.
They have one nose tackle.
Yeah, they're just they're playing zone coverage there, and he's going to throw it. Lee's got the ball. He's got so much time. So much time.
Oh, number 5 was open for a second. 21 was
there
open for a second, and
in and out of the hands of the receiver there. And again, it goes back. They're just playing their second string right now, and they should. It's 56-0.
Yeah.
Points been made. So again, all new players there for the Dragons out of Chandler, and a good opportunity though for some positive moments here for the Guardians.
Without a doubt. So again, with about 7 minutes left to go in this coverage, talking about tomorrow night, the big matchups, the pick, the 155th edition of Bisbee versus Douglas, this time in Douglas. I don't even know who won the pick line. Who was it?
Bisbee won last year.
Okay.
They're always close, as we already know, but this year, you know the difference. We've called these games numerous times. Sebastian graduated. Finally, the name that never would graduate. I mean,
Yeah.
and he's an amazing athlete. I watched him, you watched him carry so many games and wins, but he graduated, go up to college. I wish him well there, but Bisbee's not the team they have been, and they lost a couple other players, and neither is Douglas. So but Douglas, I think, has got the edge. I think Douglas is going to pull it tomorrow night. That's my prediction.
Well, the pick will come home to Douglas, according to Sheriff Mark.
Ooh, short, yeah.
Not enough
Kids
air
coming in.
under that ball, and good job by number 3, the safety coming up for the Dragons. That was Jay-Sean Flakes, 5'9" senior. Again, that's the difference between all these teams. The difference between these two teams is one of them has a majority of freshmen, one of them has a majority of seniors. So
It's true. We have a flag on the far side of the field. So we have a flag. I can't believe we're still calling flags.
yeah, I mean, it must have been really egregious at this point. But clock still runs, 6 minutes, just over 6 minutes to play before we sign off here tonight from ALA. Sheriff Mark Daniels, Jeff Davenport, the A-Team broadcast
That's
team.
right. I was just going to say.
Is there any other
No,
team?
of course not.
I don't see any other team around here.
So it is. We appreciate you tuning in tonight. And Jeff, as you know, the voice of Cochise County is an honor, and I do. It's when you call me, hey, can you come out here and do that? I said, of course, I'd love to do this, especially with ALA inaugural game. You and I setting the record here too. So
Absolutely, being here and another first that we get to be a
Yes,
part of, that I get to be a
100%.
part of, riding your coattails.
Yes.
You know, I'm only the voice of Cochise County or the voice of Arizona, all because of you. So
No.
it's
That's too
all-
kind. Too
It's
kind.
all you.
Snap has made the lead. He's got pressure. He's coming in on him hard, but he breaks away. He's coming for the backside. Nice throw. Ooh, he's off the market there.
So the receiver ended up just planting and standing still rather than trying to keep moving. And I believe TJ was trying to get him to move into a certain spot, but he ended up planting. That was number 15.
And the
Let's
receiver.
give him a shout out, Jackson Van Fossen. Yeah, the receiver, the freshman receiver. Again, these are things that freshmen don't know. They don't know to keep moving. They don't know. Don't just stand here. Don't just stand here. You got to keep moving.
And this is why they're learning, but this is also a true freshman team.
Yes.
This is not even a true JV team. This is true freshman team. In
Yeah.
all fairness,
No, it's a great
taking
point.
on team. And we looked at the numbers, the size of this other team. Not making excuses. Excuses get us nowhere. But this is real. There's a difference between excuses and being real.
Yeah.
This is real. So 4 minutes left in the ball game here. Again, 56-0 ALA trailing. A very talented. I believe they're state champions from last year in that CEA Division III level thing. He's got the ball. Got a lot of
Good
time.
job by the offensive line.
Yes.
And now
He's
the
looking,
pocket
still
breaks.
got it. Draws it up, ooh, and throws it away. So should have held the ball there. Again, that goes back to the experience.
I think the receiver ended up falling down too, and
He
that
did.
was
He did.
part of the issue.
So the clock will run. We have a running clock here at ALA, and the weather's starting to pick up. That wind's picking up. It's
I mean,
chilly.
this is what we're looking forward to. I mean, if there is 5 inches of rain, Sheriff Mark, I'm glad you're inside the broadcast booth in Benson, Arizona
Me too.
tomorrow night, because
Me
that
too.
booth is climate controlled. I mean, I have the photos of us. I would always take photos
Yes.
of you and me inside every single booth, and they're on this digital photo album that I have, this digital photo frame that sits on the piano in my living room. And sometimes when I'm watching TV, I'll glance over and there's you and me in a booth somewhere calling some game. And I think we did get a picture with Dan one year. There was the three of us in a photo.
I have that. I got a picture of my phone with that.
Oh,
I do.
man, that's one of my favorites. You know, smiling with him inside that beautifully climate-controlled booth there in Benson, where you'll be tomorrow night calling the Tombstone game. Exciting times for Tombstone. I know tomorrow night's going to be a tough game. They will be a great conditioned team.
They will.
They're going to have to play both ways the entire game.
And they're playing their heart. You know they're going to play with their hearts. But
Yes.
But we just let everybody know. I know it's 5 inches of rain. A lot of thoughts out there about this storm coming. But at the end of the day, you look at this too. I know we've had some public safety meetings to get ready for this. We got a lot going on tomorrow. I got the ribbon cutting at the port of entry.
Yes, I'll be there tomorrow.
Governor's coming down in the morning. There's a press conference. We'll be doing a press conference with us in the morning, then heading down there. But everybody's like, hey, Sheriff, we got to be ready. Folks, why don't we just go build an ark? I'd rather build the ark, be ready to float away instead of having to figure out what we're going to do. So I'm just joking with that. We'll be ready if it does come. So less than 3 minutes to go in the ball game.
Wow, singing that in there.
Yeah, nice arm by that quarterback. You know, he's still on his feet.
And again, sportsmanship from, it looks like Deontay with that backup quarterback, number 15, Diesel, Karsten Robinson. I mean, you know you have a cool nickname when Max Preps puts it in quotations on the Max Preps chart. Karsten Diesel Robinson. And you have a name like Diesel, you're going to be playing somewhere.
Exactly.
At the next level next year, young man.
So they're getting
just highlights all night long for the Dragons. They got a long drive back to Chandler. I know that a lot of these schools don't have classes on Friday. Some of these charter schools, they just go Monday through Thursday, and they're dark on Fridays. But with the holiday on Monday, I'm not sure if they will have class tomorrow. If they will, I hope the teachers let them skip first hour, first period. Let them come in the second period.
I think if you get back after midnight, on the ball, and he still gets up, and nice job bringing him down.
Great job by Deontay.
Yeah, nice job. But I will throw this at you too. One of the biggest things about, you were asking about the cons and not playing down here versus playing up there versus down here. But one of the positives of going to Phoenix is stopping at Cade's or Chick-fil-A. Trust me, this
in and out. Yeah.
Two of my soccer players to the left right here, and that was the biggest thing. And we were fortunate to have a very good season last year with the girls' soccer. So if they do play well, they got to pick the place. I ate more chicken last season than I ever wanted to.
You know the entire menu of that.
Oh,
of the Lord's chicken right there at
Chick-fil-A. Right, Coach, we want to go to Cane's. Oh, Pilot's not going to work tonight, so we went to Cane's. There's so much of that, and then they can tell you that and stuff. So again, we got less than a minute here at ALA inaugural game where they are trailing 62-0 now against a very talented Chandler prep team.
Now this has been absolutely outstanding to be here. Another record set with one of my best friends in the whole wide world. Thank you, Sheriff Mark, for taking time out of your night. I know you could have been a lot of different places. You could have been at home getting ready for all sorts of stuff that you got tomorrow. You got your morning show tomorrow morning, right, on the radio?
Got the morning show. Got a press conference with the governor at 8:30. She'll be here in town with the county attorney, myself, some other sheriffs coming into town tonight for this press conference. And quarterback trips himself up with his own player, so that'll down the ball with
will most likely be
20 seconds. Yeah, it should be the end of the play.
So, but you'll be heading down to the border for that, or how will that work out?
We got some emergency meetings tomorrow with this weather and some other things that popped up unexpectedly. So I don't know if I'm going to make the port. There's over 200 people. I don't think they'll miss me too bad out there. And again, I'm excited for the port's great for Cochise County and where we push it. But at the end of the day, that is the game as the final whistle is blown with LA falling to a very talented former state champs out of Division III here at the CAA, 62-0. But I'm going to give a shout out to LA, their coaching staff, because at the end of the day, they came here to play.
They did, and it's all about learning. It's about building, and again, they will get wins this season. They haven't scored just yet. I can't wait to be here on the Thursday night where they end up getting their first touchdown or first field goal on this field, and that ball will be commemorated inside that building, and it'll be absolutely amazing. It looks like they might want to try to... It looks like they might have called timeout because they're on the field as if they're going to try one more play here.
You know,
what kind of trick play do you put in the book to?
I was just going to say, I think the refs are going, are we done here? Usually, this is a defensive play. It's over. And Yeah, I'm surprised on that. So hopefully we'll be back out here again for another ALA game.
In the very near future, we
yes.
absolutely will, and we will continue cheering on our local teams to do all the amazing things that they do. Let's see what the snap is and what the call is going to be. The final call here tonight, Sheriff Mark.
Final call here. Lee's quarterback here takes the snap. Look, he's got pressure. Oh, and sportsmanship by the team. Throws it deep, going for the. Oh, and deads the ball right there. So that'll bring the game to a close. 62-0. ALA gave it all they had tonight, all the heart. And I tell you, a lot to talk about with ALA and their coaching staff and the players, but good things to come in the future.
Quick shout out to number 5, Trey Parson, who actually led up on the quarterback and did not take him down on that play. Sportsmanship being shown at the ultimate level in a game that the competition level was not there to the degree that we hoped it would be. But when you face these teams, you win or you learn. And I think tonight is a learning opportunity for this young team to, again, get another one behind them and look forward to the game that they have next. Our team, the Guardians, their next game will be at Heritage Academy on Friday the 12th. And next Friday, the Dragons will be heading to Skyline Prep. So those will be the games coming up here. And ALA Guardians fall to 0-2. Dragons go to 1-0 to start this CAA Division III 11-man football. The opening game tonight, brought to you by all of our amazing sponsors. Again, thank you to Dan the Man back in the studio. Thank you to John being up high, showing this game tonight as the players shake hands. And thank you to my best friend, Sheriff Mark, for being here tonight with me. I love you, and I'm so grateful for you. My life would not be the same if it was not for you. And to all the staff here and the coaches at ALA, keep up the great work, guys. There's so much good in the future that's going to happen right here on Buffalo Soldier Trail and Highway 92 here at American Leadership Academy. Signing off from ALA and Sierra Vista is Jeff Davenport alongside Sheriff Mark Daniels. Have a great night, everybody, and we will check in with you later on.
Take care, everyone.